Hi guys. It's been a while since I've done a Q&A in bed. Pretty sure the last time I did this was like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, probably more than that even. I'm back. Well, I didn't leave, but I just feel like I haven't just talked to you guys in so long. It's just been like traveling and vlogs for the past 2 months, and a lot is happening, a lot is changing, and I felt like it was about time that I just turn on the camera, talk to you guys, just have a little catch up, heart to heart. So to start us off, someone asked, how are you feeling about going back to Australia, or are you staying in Europe? So I was meant to go back to Australia tomorrow and I was not feeling good about it. I had no desire to go back to Australia apart from just like missing family and friends, but other than that I was just like, I feel like staying here in Europe and just traveling a bit more, but also just like I've always dreamed of having a little period in London of actually like working and living there, and so I'm kind of doing a little bit of a test run. So I've extended my stay by another month and I'm going to actually visit my friend in Berlin for a week, and then I'm coming back here to the UK and I have my own little apartment for a month, which is great. How's your relationship with your parents regarding personal independence? I feel like I'm very lucky that I'm very close to both my parents. I love them so much, but obviously you can love people and also want more space, but I just genuinely enjoy hanging out with them so much. Like, my mum is my twin flame. Like, I love her so much, and my dad's just the best person in the world, and even my brother is just like my favorite human. And yeah, I'm very close to my family. I feel like my parents have always been just very supportive and like there for me. They took parenting very seriously in the sense that like they really wanted to provide me and my brother with as much safety and were very present with us. So I always felt like I could count on them, so I didn't have to like grow up too fast or anything. But I also feel like they really understand the importance of, yeah, me having my independence with money, but in just all areas as well. So I'm lucky that I've been able to grow into my independence rather than like fall straight into it in a really like dramatic way. This is the most independent I've been from my parents ever. I'm 22 now, and obviously financially independent, and now also kind of living away from my family for a bit. But when I'm at home, I do still live with them, and I love that. I don't know when that's going to change, because I love living with my family. I know I should be like wanting to move out because I'm 22 and I feel like I keep expecting myself to be like, okay, are you sick of it? But like I just am not, which might be a bit lame, but yeah, we'll just see. Someone wrote, how do you meet people while traveling? To be honest, I haven't met like that many people while I've been traveling, just mainly meeting my friends that I already know, which is also why I want to stay longer, because although I've been like traveling around and meeting friends in different places, I haven't really like actually been in a place by myself for a long time. So I feel like when you have your people, you don't really like push yourself to go out and meet other people. So I really want to like, yeah, be here and kind of hopefully meet new people. But I feel like from the few times that I had like really nice interactions with people and stuff while traveling, it's all just been from the most random situations of you're both standing in line somewhere and you ask a question. I think the biggest tip I would have for like making friends while you're traveling is, first of all, be present. I feel like there's been so many people that I've seen while I'm traveling alone that look like they would be really cool people to talk to, but they're on their phone, and I just have this weird like, it makes you not want to approach someone because you're like, oh, they're doing their thing, like I don't want to like distract them. Like when someone's on their phone, they're kind of closing themselves off, I feel like, and I feel like sometimes I do it on purpose. Like I go on my phone as a way to like protect myself if I'm around strangers. I like don't want to seem not busy or I don't know, I feel like it just makes you look more vulnerable in my head when you're not on your phone. But then it also just like shuts you off from so many things. Like, it's the times where people are just kind of standing there and like experiencing something that I feel like then I can be like, oh yeah, how beautiful is that view or something. I don't know, it's random. But yeah, I guess first thing is like just actually be open and present to meet people, because so many interactions start off from like, I don't know, eye contact, or you both see something and laugh and then realize you're both laughing. Like, just being present in the moment, and then you can like have these interactions. But if we're all just looking at our phones, it's so much harder to like make any sort of connection with new people. And then I also think just like be bold. Like, if you see someone that you would like to get to know more or hang out with or whatever, like, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, this is so random, but you seem like a really cool person, or I really enjoyed this conversation, like, I'm here for a little bit longer. If you ever want to get a coffee, like, here's my number or whatever. Like, I think it's really nice, and the few times that people have done that to me or my group of friends while we were traveling, I was just like, why don't people do this more often? And like, respect. What was the most helpful thing you did to help you through a breakup? Going through one right now. First of all, sorry you're going through that. Even though I know it's probably for the best. I know when you're going through it, it sucks. Apart from journaling and like being creative, which I've talked about in past videos, I really think that just meeting new people and trying out new things and just not going about your life the same as when you were in the relationship, but really creating like conscious change is really helpful. And like, for instance, this trip has been just so helpful for me to be in like new scenery with new people and having new experiences. Even if you can't do like a full big trip, just like trying out new places in your area and like changing up your routine and reaching out to new friends and stuff, I feel like is so healing and refreshing, and like just reminds you that there is more in the world and life, and you can have more connections, and you get to interact with new parts of yourself that maybe you didn't even know existed. So I had a lot of people asking me, met any cute guys whilst traveling, have you gone on dates, do you have a boyfriend? So I love that you guys are asking. I've obviously been very open about my breakup, so I understand why people are asking. However, I feel like my dating life is very private to me. I'm not gonna really talk about that just because I don't feel ready to discuss my dating life. Someone wrote, how to deal with being single in your 20s. I feel like it's such a weird age. Some are already engaged. Well, I don't have any friends. No, wait, I do have friends that are engaged. Holy shit. Anyway, yes, people start getting into serious relationships at this age. But I also know people that only meet their person, or, you know, the love of their life when they're in their 40s or 50s. You never know. So I think just to enjoy it. I think there's something really special about being 20 and just being able to like be there for yourself and learn about yourself, so that when you meet the right person you have a lot of a stronger sense of self-worth. Don't get me wrong, I'm like so ready to fall in love and have all that. If it's the right person, I'm open to it, but I think I am also not like needing it. And I know that I'm having so much fun being single as well. And yeah, being in a relationship is sacrifice. You then have someone else to consider, someone else to care for, someone else to just consume your thoughts, which is amazing, but it's also just, you know, taking time away from maybe other things like hobbies and other friends and you. So just enjoy it, don't stress. It'll come when it's meant to, and as long as you're open to it and just being yourself, I'm sure it'll fall into place. How did you find peace in being alone? It's hard after a breakup. Yeah, obviously after a breakup I feel like there's just this weird transition stage where it's like things will happen and you're like, oh, I don't really have like my person to like call. Like if you finish work or you go out to dinner, you always like call them after and like check in, and just having all these like moments that would usually get filled with talking to that person. And then just being alone sometimes can feel quite lonely and isolating, but I think it's just reminding yourself in that moment that you're not lonely, you're just alone, and there's nothing wrong with being alone. Like, there's times where it's actually really fun, and just trying to embrace that and like really just listen to your thoughts and be silly and have fun. And if you're in the car, then you can listen to a podcast or put on songs or just sit in silence. Someone wrote, would you travel with your boo, or is it friends over boo? So I don't have a boo and I actually have always wanted to travel with like a partner slash boyfriend, and the last 2 relationships I've been in, I planned to go traveling with them, and we broke up kind of before. So I've always ended up just traveling alone, which I'm actually really grateful for, because it's always just so fun to travel while you're single. Not in the sense of like single, but just like having, I don't know, the confidence to know that you can do it by yourself, and just being open to like doing it with friends and meeting new people. I feel like it's just very different traveling when you're in a relationship versus traveling when you're not. And I've never traveled with a partner. It looks fun. I'm excited to do it one day, but I'm enjoying just not having that as well at the moment. Clearly that's what was meant to happen, because it happened twice. What was one thing you did to help your channel grow? Honestly, just consistency. Just keep posting is like the best advice. Also, the way I grew a lot was from my 2 videos that kind of blew up a little bit, which was the like asking guys questions girls are too afraid to ask, which was so fun to film. However, I cringe so hard when I watch them. I wish I could delete them off YouTube, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I think just doing trends sometimes, but doing your own take on it can really like help you reach a larger audience, and kind of the people then that are attracted to your style can like come to you. I'm honestly still figuring it out. I'm really wanting my channel to hopefully reach more people, but you just never know, and you just have to stay consistent and do you. And yeah. What was the hardest part in your traveling? I feel like the hardest parts are just like the moments in between getting from place to place. It's like the part that like no one takes photos in or like vlogs, because you're doing so many things at once that you don't even think to do that. And it's not like I'm trying to hide those parts of traveling from you guys, it's just like I don't have the energy to film in the moments in between. It's like the long bus rides and the standing in queues and the airplanes and the trains and the carrying your bags to the Airbnbs. And like, for instance, 2 nights ago I got here to the UK from Israel, and I got here at 3 AM and the taxi driver dropped me off at the house. It wasn't the right house, and I was walking up and down the street for 2 hours. From 3 AM to 5 AM I was walking on this street with my big ass bag in the cold trying to find this house. It was no one's fault except mine. It was literally right in front of me. It didn't look like what I thought it looked like. Anyway, I was delusional, I was tired, but the moral of the story was I was walking up and down the street for 2 hours, just so exhausted, and I literally called my mom up with tears, just being like, Mom, I'm so tired, and I know the house is here somewhere, but I just can't find it. And now I can laugh about it, and it's just like a story that I can tell, and everything's fine, and it wasn't even that traumatic. It was like a safe area as well, so I wasn't like in danger or anything. But yeah, just feel like those are the hardest parts of traveling, but it's crazy because they happen so much. It's such a big part of traveling. However, when you think back at your trip, I feel like you kind of forget how hard it is. Like every time I plan to go to a new place, I forget how like annoying the whole like transit part is, because yeah, traveling just makes it worth it. Someone wrote, what's your fave and least favorite thing about your life right now? I feel like my favorite and least favorite thing about life right now is the same thing, which is that it's just so uncertain. I do not know what the next month is going to be like. I don't know what it's going to be like when I go back home. I don't know what I'm doing next year, and that is both so exciting and so terrifying. And yeah, I guess I just have no control, and I have to accept that, I hope. that this was enjoyable and that you guys feel a little bit more caught up. I really enjoyed literally chilling in bed and talking to you guys in the most relaxed way. I feel like sometimes when I edit these videos I'm like, oh, this is so boring, but recently I put on my Instagram asking you guys like what videos you guys want to see from me more, and I always forget how much you guys say you just want like talking Q&A videos, so definitely going to try to do more of them. And yeah, now that I'm actually have a bit more of a base in London soon, I'm hoping I'll just, yeah, be able to do more like actually chatty videos, because it's a bit hard sometimes to find the time and just sit and talk to the camera when you're moving around all the time. But yeah, I'm excited and scared. Wish me luck. I love you guys, and yeah, bye.